Hello and welcome to the season finale of Appropriate Audiences for the fall 2013 semester. I'm your host, James Arona, and I'm here joined by Jason Zoblin and Matt McGroarty. And today we're going to be talking about the new Steve McQueen movie, 12 Years a Slave. So guys, let's just jump right into this. What were your first expectations going into this movie?
Well, I was eager to see how in depth they're going to get with the slavery. Obviously, it's a controversial topic. It's obviously a terrible time for the, the American history. So I was eager to see how gruesome they were going to get with it, because it's obviously it was obviously an abusive time. So.
I don't know how controversial the topic is. I think we can all agree that it's absolutely the worst thing to happen in American history.
Yes.
But no, I went in. I saw the trailer a couple months ago, and I was like, this is gonna be probably a really good movie. I mean, it's a movie about slavery, so I'm expecting it to be as serious as the topic itself is. And that's basically what I was going with. I mean, it's one of those things where you can tell that it's probably going to be a quality thing, because if it's not a quality thing, then it's going to get torn to shreds.
Yes,
so.
exactly. I definitely agree with both of you on that. So let's just get into off of your first expectations. How do you think the movie lived up to those expectations? What were your general thoughts about the movie?
I liked it. It was definitely. I mean, obviously I didn't like what happened in the movie, but it was good. It was good how they portrayed it. It was. I was right. It was very gruesome, very cruel. They really got into it as far as the verbal abuse, the sexual abuse. It was really, well done. Steve McQueen, good job. Good job.
Good job, Steve McQueen,
Yeah.
from Appropriate Audiences.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was handled well. I think they definitely did their best to portray basically what it would be like to be a slave, and I think that was done really well. And I think that the film itself was pretty good. I mean, I went in expecting a serious, good film, and I saw a serious good film.
Yep.
So I mean, it was what it was. I mean, when you go into a movie like this, you're expecting it to be a certain way, and that's basically how it was. It was very intense. It was very bothersome is a bad word, but it's meant to make you feel uncomfortable and upset because what was happening was absolutely atrocious.
Exactly. I definitely agree with both of you. I thought that this movie was extremely well done. I thought that they handled the topic very well. It wasn't exactly controversial. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's his first time. We have to joke at least once. But so let's get into going off of how uncomfortable this movie was. I'm completely agreeing with you guys. I mean, there were times where I was just I literally had to look away from the screen at certain points, when they made him whip the girl. The white master was you're gonna whip her, and it was just so gruesome. I almost expected it to be, not saying that Roots is a toned down version of this, but I kind of expected, going back to my expectations, for it to be kind of a little bit more toned down, at least a small amount. But this one was no, this is what happened in history, and this is how it was handled, and I think that they did. I've never read the book. This is apparently based on the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's based on a true story.
Oh, well, yeah, of course, but I didn't read.
Yeah. I don't think any of us read the book here.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm sure that the book got into as much detail as this did, and he definitely honored the topic a lot. So what do you think? Did you think, going back to the whole uncomfortableness, would you agree with me that you were looking away from at times, and it was just so bad, or were you it could have been worse?
Especially that part what you were talking about, because I didn't expect for them to do that. That was a really intense scene. I looked away. It was just because they really got into it. They showed the bruises, they showed the blood. Oh, it was really.
And then the scene after that was hard too, when she was putting the water on, and then she was I was ooh, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah, it was gut wrenching, which I think is incredibly appropriate. I mean, I mean, what you're saying about Roots, Roots is to some extent a toned down version of it. I mean, I believe it was supposed to be a TV series. It was a TV series.
Yeah, it was a TV series.
Yeah, so you obviously, if it's on TV,
You
at
can't.
the time you couldn't probably now if it was an AMC, HBO series, then you could go as in depth. But obviously this is the more adult version. I don't want to say more adult version of Roots, because I'm pretty sure
that was pretty.
there was what was that one movie that was a movie about slavery. It was I forget what it was named. The movie itself was named after one of the slave ships.
Who was in it?
I don't know, so I've never seen it. I'm just asking.
All right.
Okay. Anyway,
Before yeah.
it was
this imaginary movie.
it's
that-
not an imaginary movie. It exists. I'll look it up later. No, but I think it was definitely gut wrenching and appropriately so.
Exactly, because if it wasn't that, then you would have.
Yeah.
It would have been almost unfair to the topic and to the book and
Yeah.
to the person who the movie was about, Solomon. So on that note, we're just going to take a quick little break here for our segment section. So first off, we have our wonderful team of experts, Jake Troy and Steve Boreski, and they're going to give us their opinions on the newest trailer in Hollywood. So take it away, guys.
I'm Jake Troy,
And I'm Steve Boreski.
and this week on Trailer Talk, we're going to be discussing the trailer for the new Martin Scorsese film, The Wolf of Wall Street. So Steve, as always, what do you think about the trailer?
Well, it certainly looks cool, apart from the normal Leonardo DiCaprio films.
Definitely.
He definitely looks like he's going original. And Jonah Hill, except from Superbad, I think it's definitely great seeing him take,
Yeah,
into more different acting roles. So
he's
what do you
getting
think
a lot
about
more
it, Jake?
serious. Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that these actors are both phenomenal.
Definitely.
And I think at one point I even saw they have the guy from Shane from
Yeah.
The Walking Dead, and I love that show, and I love him as
Right.
an actor. And when he died, I died. You know what I mean?
Just a little?
Just a
A lot.
Just kidding. But yeah, and they also have Kyle Chandler. He's from
Right.
Friday Night Lights. He
That's
plays
great.
he looks like this investigating kind of guy. I don't know. The story looks really cool. Like it's all about Leonardo DiCaprio. He's like this big dog on Wall Street, and obviously he's it's just like the exciting end of that business. And
Right.
it looks really edgy. It looks funny. It looks cool. It looks entertaining all the way through. I don't know. I look forward to seeing it.
So, based on what we said so far, do you think you'll give it a chance or just,
Yeah.
ignore it?
I think I will. I like that movie where it's like that dream life. I want to be
Yeah.
on Wall Street. I want to be the wolf. I want to
Right.
be Leonardo DiCaprio. He's on a boat. He's on a yacht. He's throwing money. He's throwing lobsters at people. I don't know if you saw that. It was funny. I want to see it.
Definitely.
What are you gonna do?
Looks good. I'm definitely going to see it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Change up from Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio, so kudos to them. That
Definitely.
looks like an all-star cast, so why not?
So, as always, I'm Jake.
And I'm Steve.
Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, great work, guys. Thank you so much. And finally, we actually have a new segment to introduce to you called Nostalgic Brat Pack with our very own Katie Rust and Brianna Beteljuski. So what do you guys have to throw back to today?
What's happening, hot stuff? I'm Katie.
And I'm Bray. Welcome to the Nostalgic Brat Pack.
This is our new segment that covers all the raddest 80s cult classics.
Sit back, relax, and get ready for some nostalgia.
Today we're covering an 80s movie that really is the cat's meow, 16 Candles.
The first thing that everyone notices in 80s high school-based movies is how absolutely crazy school is.
I mean, I would actually enjoy going to school if it looked like a school in the 80s. They were smoking cigarettes in the
too.
bathroom, they were running around, doing crazy things, skipping class, doing bad things.
And everything was so more private than public. There were no cameras in school. Everything just seemed so free and happy, and it was just such a nice place. Everything, it's so captured in all of John Hughes' films, and it just seems so nice and real instead of how it is now.
Who doesn't like some excellent 80s tunage and some gnarly threads?
I mean, about that dance scene, I love it. I love how the music just goes with everything. It's so nice, and the dancing is really nice instead of how it is today. And AC/DC is in it, and I don't know, it's just
There's
great
such a
music.
variety of music
Patti
in that
Smith.
movie. I know, I saw Thompson Twins, AC/DC, that's two random
David Bowie.
things.
It's
David
just
Bowie.
so nice. Everything is.
Just excellent 80s music, all combined into one. And that's one thing that 80s movies always do for me. They always take the most random music and combine
and put it all together, but it's so
It makes
good.
sense.
It makes so much sense. All that's left to talk about with 16 Candles is the actual substance of the movie and its classic humor.
I mean, the movie is about just teenage struggles, basically. Her parents forgot her 16th birthday. She was very upset, and she was trying to go through all the struggles of boy problems and trying to
falling in
get
love.
Jake to notice her finally.
And the little nerdy boy, Farmer Ted.
Farmer Ted. Farmer Ted.
Who's always bugging her. And
It's just so funny because it perfectly depicts awkward adolescence.
Yes, and Molly Ringwald's acting wasn't great, but it went with the film. It went with the awkwardness of everything and how random the entire film was. It was just so good to see that even though it wasn't so real and like it was still genuine.
That's with like a lot of the 80s movies. A lot of the acting isn't up to par, but they're
But
great
it's still
stories
good.
anyway.
It's
They're
still
classic
good. It goes
stories.
with everything.
And of course the humor. Come on, Dong. just Dong. My opening line. What's happening?
I know. And
Joan. Oh, Joan Cusack.
Yes.
John
and John
Cusack's
Cusack.
sister.
Both
Yeah,
of them in it
they were
together. They were
hysterical.
great together.
Joan
They
Cusack
were
wasn't
so
even
funny.
like a main character,
And
but she would always
she made
just
the
show
film.
up.
She made the entire film, especially when she's at the water fountain and she uses her dress to wipe it off. That is my favorite part of the entire thing.
Because she has a neck brace and she's just
She's
really
great. She
awkward,
does
like
great
doing
in
things.
that.
She moves like that.
It's so
too funny.
true. It's so true. Everyone, like, people would do that now. People would be weird and awkward, and it's also real.
It's so funny. Dong was definitely my favorite character.
When
Dong Duck
especially
Dong.
when he showed up.
Oh my god, when he jumped out of the tree onto Jake.
When
I
he thought
die.
his girlfriend was the manly guy. That was
Oh
great.
gosh. Okay. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for taking a walk down memory lane with us.
I'm Bray.
And I'm Katie.
Tune in next week for more of the Brat Pack.
And thanks so much to you guys as well. So now let's get back into our talk about 12 Years a Slave here. So my final question is about the ending. How do you think that the movie handled wrapping up this story?
Well, it was obviously a happy ending.
Yeah,
He
of course.
meets back up with his family. It was very nice. And also the part with Brad Pitt was very good. He
Yes.
comes in 2 hours into the movie.
And ends up being the big hero. at the end.
He was the big hero. He
Yeah.
was the guy saying like every man should be created equal, and it's great because Brad Pitt is amazing. He's a great actor. But like, I felt like I needed more with his family. I needed maybe 1 or 2 more scenes with them, like feeling sad about about losing his.
Because that's what a
their
lot of
father.
people are saying, is that they
Exactly.
wanted more. And I was wondering, like, if you thought the tenderness of that was enough, or obviously, if you want more.
Well, it's a shame too because the daughter in it, her name is Kuvan Shane Wall. She was in this movie called Beasts of the Southern Wild. It was amazing, amazing
Oh my
movie.
God, was that her?
That was her.
Oh
It's-
my.
It's
Need to see that movie.
it's sad because like I needed more with them. I needed more because they only had like 2 or 3 scenes with the family. I mean, obviously it was really just so great when they meet back up and they hug at the end. Oh, it was really nice. But I mean,
A little bit more.
just a little bit more.
What about you?
I think it would have depended like how do you get more out of that without
Yeah.
like unnecessarily drawing out the movie, because the movie was about like the cruelties of slavery, so it makes sense that like things only get really good like right at the end, sort of out of nowhere. But I agree. I think more time would have definitely been nice, but I don't know exactly how they could have done it. But I mean, that's debatable. So.
Yeah.
All right, so going off everything we've said here, are there any other final thoughts that you want to get in about the movie before we wrap the show up, or do you think we got everything in there?
I would like to say how great the cast was. The cast, we got Paul Giamatti, we got Paul Dano, we got the main character, Chiwetel Ejiofor, whatever his name, really good. Michael Fassbender was amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch from Star Trek 2. So, all these, and obviously Brad Pitt. But the cast, I mean, obviously the slave owners were doing terrible things in the movie, but like acted beautifully. Like the acting was really good.
Yeah, I agree. The cast was incredible. Like,
It was,
there's really not much more to say about that. I mean, it was great.
One quick question. Was that guy who was the really bad slave owner who wanted to, like, kill him for beating him up in the field, wasn't that the guy from Prisoners? Wasn't that the bad guy who, did you never see?
I didn't see.
Oh, you weren't on the panel. That's right.
No, I
Okay.
didn't see
It
Prisoners.
was.
So okay.
It was. Take my word for it.
All right, I got you.
It was, and I was like, oh my God, that's him. So cool. But I'm agreeing with you. The cast was incredible. No complaints there.
I was like, it just kept going. Like all these great actors just coming out. I was like, yes, I love Paul Giamatti. I love Paul Dano. But no, they're being terrible to these slaves. Oh.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So, final question here, most important one of the night. Would you recommend this movie for your friends to go see in a theater, wait for it for Netflix, or just skip it altogether? I'll start with you.
I would say see it in theaters, but but know that you're not seeing a very happy end. Obviously a happy ending, but like you're not seeing the most happy and hilarious movie. You're seeing a very depressing, very gruesome, very cruel movie, but also very well acted. And I think you should want to see like all the background noise, like everything coming together, like is great.
All right.
I say check it out in theaters with exactly what you said. Like, this is not a movie you can be like, it's Friday night, I want to go see a movie. Go see like Thor 2 or something. Because like this is something you have to go in being like, this is gonna be 2 hours of like non-stop like intensity.
Yeah.
So it's not a movie you want to like bring a date to. But I'd say if you don't want to see it in theaters, which is understandable, I guess, then check it out on Netflix or like
definitely
when it comes out on
see
DVD.
it. Definitely see it. It's a good movie.
I'm definitely gonna agree with both of you on this. I guess it's like a really, really, really low theater, like a really high Netflix. Like, I mean, like I'm taking what you said into consideration. Like, definitely, if you want to go see a movie out in theaters, just know that this is going to be a serious movie. It's going to be something that's going to make you uncomfortable at times, like we talked about earlier, and just make it a point to see this movie. I'm definitely agreeing with you on that. So, overall, I think that's all the time we have for tonight. But I want to thank my guests, Matt and Jason, for joining me one more time. And please don't forget to follow us on Twitter at APPRO_audiences and like us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/appropriateaudiences. Until then, that's our show for tonight, and I want to thank you for watching all semester, and we'll see you in the spring.